Welcome to Millennials on the Move, where each Friday I feature a new millennial, but this is a little different. And no, it's not Friday, but this is my first broadcasted interview ever. So we are making ground breaking. You said what?
I said, why not? Just groundbreak today.
Right. Why not? So not only am I live, I feel like we're recording, but we will definitely see after this. But we have a great millennial on the other end. I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're calling in from.
I am Marcus Gilmore. I'm calling in from the Dallas, Texas, home of the Cowboys, home of the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
And Texas Rangers, the best place on earth.
Best place on earth. So before we get into our interview, like the business part of it, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, more personal.
Okay. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I graduated high school 2008, went to college, went to the University of North Texas, where I majored in television, radio, and marketing. I joined a business fraternity there, and was and been a member since 2011 of the business fraternity, Alpha Kappa Psi business fraternity. So that was a big part of my life at UNT. I have a sister who I'm very close with. I'm 26, so she's 24. We are alike. And then I have my lovely two parents, and they're awesome. Yeah, they're awesome. Talk about the Final Four, the March Madness. I'm upset about that right now. Okay, my bracket is done for, but it's all good.
Right.
And then I coach a basketball team as well, where they're third graders, sixth graders, and high school students. Let me say that these third graders and sixth graders are something else to deal with.
Right.
All good. And then very active in my church, where I serve on the media ministry there. So I've been doing that since like 9.
Right.
So until today. But that's a little bit about me. I think that's a lot.
Okay. No, it's very intriguing. I see that you're very dedicated in the community. It means a lot when young men actually go out and do communal things. Mostly women do things like that. And the reach and the call is always for men to go out and do stuff like that, because it is a cry for male presence that is very absent. So it's very admirable, and I appreciate you for doing all that you can for your community.
Definitely, I had to. College exposed you to a lot, and then I just put my own spin on it. The first kind of thing I did on my own, I hosted a showcase for artists, so rappers and singers. They all came out, but everyone that entered, they had to give in a canned good to get in. So I picked that up.
Oh, wow.
And then I did that one, and then when I guess it was the first Black kid being shot by the police, we did a hands down violence kind of thing. So this is pre-Instagram. It was only Twitter by itself, but that was a cool thing that I did, just to be reaching out in the community again, coaching in the sports and doing all that I have to be there somehow, because I remember seeing guys that were around my age, or at the same age, and they were out coaching the camps and having the teams and always staying on top of us. But they were still cool, and so I definitely just took that on and do the same exact thing.
Right. So now we're going to get into the business side of things. So what is your business? What is it called? What's the name of it? Where did it come from? Let's go for it.
Right. So the business that I have just launched in December is 3030 Media. 3030 Media is the umbrella for the company that owns theculturesupplier.com. That's the website that I started a year ago, and it's now in its 1 year. I just had a 1 year anniversary in January. So I did a whole new redesign, so that this whole company covers the website, and where I do marketing out of, advertising, and then working on some other things that are still in the baby phase. But it's an ever-growing company. I don't want to get stuck in one spot, just working solely on the website. And I want to have mobile and things like that. But the biggest, bear of it all right now is my website that I run I have about 10 writers that are located in Dallas, LA, and just trying to get some more. So hopefully when this goes out, I'll get some more inquiries about writers. So,
Right.
but I created that because it's called 3030 Media because the number 30 represents calling when you find out what you're supposed to be doing in life. I'm not 30 yet, I'm 26, but
Right.
it has significance in the Bible. I don't want to go too far into it, but definitely has significance in the Bible, and that's where I got it from. But I couldn't just, I had to create my career outside of college, or when I got out of college, has allowed me to see how a company is supposed to be ran and how a digital company is supposed to be ran. I'm still learning, but I've had to see, okay, well, all in all, you got to have an umbrella above everything because something
Right.
has to employ people, something has to have money, something has to carry all of that. So that's where 3030 Media comes in at. And then, like I said, the website is because not to talk about any other company. So basically, it came because news that we see on television is always bad. So I said, well, I can put out good information all the time and still be cool. So
Right.
I got log on to my site now. You'll see interviews from Tracy Ellis Ross. You'll see interview from John Wexler, who's the guy from Adidas. So, I mean, it's more than just, oh, this person dies, this person robbed, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not important. I mean, it's important, but I'm trying to give the good stuff. I got the good stuff.
You got the good stuff.
I like that. I might write that one down.
Write it down now.
Good stuff. Space Jam, when Michael Jordan comes out and has the good stuff that's
right.
Yeah. You know what? I like that. I guess that's
your thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so honestly, I think that's great. I think the umbrella that you're starting with is absolutely exactly what we need because, as you said, the media puts out too much negative energy, too much negative news. That's not the only news. And
right.
So what makes yours so unique is that it's all positive, and people want to hear things like that. I think you watching the news, you get bogged down and turning on the TV, and it's just like, you know what? I already know you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I already know I'm about to hear something that's really terrible, but people can't stay away from the news.
They can't. And what made it even more like, okay, Marcus, you really have to do this, or really go hard at it, because I was already doing it, but I just wasn't going that hard.
Right.
But then I was like, I have to, because on one day, this happened, must have been in November, or it's on the site, but on this day, something happened where it was, I don't know what it was, but at the exact same time, it was Akon had just
lit up Africa.
Yeah. So at the same exact time, these same days, but this got so much notoriety. And I was like, I cannot. This is ridiculous. Like, this guy's lights in Africa, and we can't highlight that. He gets one news article, or he's at the bottom of the news page, or he's in the last segment of the news channel. So I was like, okay, bet, let's get it, because somehow, some way. So definitely, those are some of the instances where I'm just like, okay, you got to keep going, because you see what's happening. And again, I've had the opportunity to work in a station and seen, okay, they don't want to promote this, that, blah, blah. No, anyways, can't talk about that. But yeah.
Right. Okay, so where it all stemmed from, it's a passion. And what I want to ask you is, what was challenging about starting everything, getting the writers that you have, everything?
Some of the challenges were knowing that once I step out there and put it out, you can't stop, right?
Right.
People are gonna ask, yo, what happened to you? You know what I'm saying? And then, you always have to have an answer. And I don't like making up excuses. I don't like to say, no, I couldn't do it no more. I'm gonna have to have a real reason. My real reason I would want to be in the future is like, oh no, I sold that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some of the things, challenges, finding out the research. My dad is not, he didn't own anything, so I had to learn. He would print out the stuff for me. I said, Dad, I want to do this. And he just went and printed out everything. So I got that part. Okay, the reading part. Well, again, I went to college for 6 years. In those 6 years, 2 of those, I was playing games. But I realized, okay, I really have to sit down and acquire this knowledge because I want to do it right. So the steps was the DBA, creating a site, learning, go ahead and buy the domain. And then I had some friends that I knew how to set up a website. I know how to run one too, but I needed to take it up a notch. And so I brought that guy on to do that for me. And then finding the writers. Yeah, everybody wants to write. And, oh, yeah, Marcus. Okay, well, send me something. Keep sending me. So I've had 10 people every week, sometimes twice a week. They're sending me stuff. So on top of everything I find, I have 10 people sending me 5 stories. So now my content grows. But then it's figuring out how to monetize. Okay, well, I have advertisements, but so it's learning step by step and knowing, again, you're going to have to foot the bill until you get a sponsor or until you get the company to sponsor. Shout out to the companies that want to sponsor me.
Right.
I'm doing this all on your channel.
Do it. That's what it's for. That's what it's
Florida, man. Get it out there. Put it out there. But yeah, those are some of the challenges. And going home and wondering, okay, why are these websites popping like hard and mine not? But I got real content. Like when you come, like you can stay on there all day because there's good interviews, there's good videos, music videos, the hottest music that just came out, good news, tech, inspiration, things about your Christian walk. So I'm a Christian believer, so I know that that's what I'm going to spread. Why God gave me this talent and then I'm not going to spread that? It makes no sense. That's how you fall down, especially. And then, like I said, and representing women and all that, just so all that you can find on this site. And then the company is the 3030 Media. We're building events. So, it's just like finding out a way to do all of that and still keep your head above water and still be normal.
Right.
It's the stress level. And so that's kind of the thing that I could say would be the challenges. Shout out to my sister because she hears a lot of my upsetness, but she holds it down. So
definitely. Thanks, sis. Hold it down. That's what family's for. Yeah. All right. So now that we talk about the challenges, the ups and the downs, what is the highlight? What is the accomplishment? What is the light at the end of the tunnel? What has happened to you that you're just like, this is it. I can't stop. This is great.
Again, like I said, I think that the light at the end of the tunnel, and I haven't seen it yet. I know it's there and it's coming. But knowing that people are going to the website every day, 3030 Media is not only having the website, but we're also having events, and we also have launched an app. And on top of that, we give away a scholarship to a kid in DISD because you know what I'm saying? Like it's got to go back to the community. We have to put foot there because when those kids get older, I want them going to my site and not the other. I want them coming here for information. The real accomplishment, I don't know. It's up and it's rolling.
It's up.
And $1 is, and there's some money being made.
Okay, great.
So I guess I can say that. But again, I think the growing number of people that I run into when I'm out, because like I said, where I work, my full-time job, a lot of people see, the celebrities and things that I'm around, and they think that you really have made something. And I'm like, yo, I am still, what I need you really to do is go here and support me here because, that's what I really need. But that would be the highlight. But again, it's up. That's what it is. Everything's up. DBA is real. Everything is paid. I am a CEO. That's real. So I guess that's the
accomplishment
for me right now. Yeah.
Wow. So now that we, delved into the business and what it takes and monetizing and advertising and support definitely is number one for websites like this. What would you say a personal challenge of yourself? Like this is set aside from the business. This is just you as an individual, growing, learning, becoming self-aware. What is a challenge for you as an individual?
Not to get complacent, which I know a lot of people say, but it's not even being complacent. I have a friend, and me and him talk. So when you meet certain people you can talk to, and you both get it, and you can complete each other's sentence. Like this one of my a good friend of mine, we've developed our relationship as we've gotten out of college. But we'll be talking, and like we did an event. We did a millennial chef showcase. So we had chefs come in, they cook, and we gave it to them for a low price point. Everybody had a great time.
It was amazing. Yeah.
When we left and we got home, and we hanging out, talking, blah blah blah, we say, but we can go higher. Like, you can really go higher than that. Yeah, you did that, but what did you not add? What step did you not do? I think the biggest challenge personally is knowing I can go higher. So not only just not having just 1 degree, go get 2. Why don't you have 2? Well, you can go get 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
just
right.
higher. And even though it's unknown, I think that's the biggest fear for a lot of people. And I know it's a challenge is to not for the unknown, but you can go higher. Yeah, we're doing, millennials on the move in person, but this time let's go higher. Let's do it live. And just let it go. It's just another level, you know what I mean? Push yourself to that, and that's a personal thing. Going to that next level, realizing it's always higher. It's always higher. Something's higher. I wish I had a quote for that, but I don't.
That was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you, what is a quote, or it can even be a scripture or something that your dad has said, something that your mom has said that just kind of like continuously replays? What inspiration can you give to the people based on something that resonates with you? Like it be a scripture, a book, quote, whatever you got.
There's a few of them. The one my mom says is, know whose you are. And that's all she says. And she just stares at me. So know who you are. Basically, you know that you're a child of God, so act accordingly. God knows your heart. My other one is success is not a ladder that can be climbed with your hands in your pocket. Success is a ladder that cannot be climbed with your hands in your pocket. And another one is, what's another one? Our egos are highly trained at keeping us safe and making sure we avoid any and all risks. However, it is difficult, if not impossible, for us to take our lives, our work, our relationship to where we truly want them to be if we're not willing to be uncomfortable in the process. So I'll send you that so you can just drop it at the bottom of the YouTube video.
Thank you, because I was going to do it.
I
was going to do it.
Yeah, that's one that I think that people, and everybody does it. I get comfortable, and I realize, dang, I'm comfortable. I need to get uncomfortable to go to that next level again, going higher, because there's no real ceiling in life. The only ceiling you have is the one you put on yourself.
Right.
And so I just try to tell people that I only know what I know.
Right.
At least I can share that. I got a couple questions for you. Can we do that? Can we switch a little? I didn't send you questions.
No, you asked me one. For the sake of groundbreaking.
Right. Out of all the interviews that you've done, what are you taking from them? Like, what are some of the things you're taking from just an overall summary of, sitting down with people?
It's possible.
Yeah. To achieve
that is the overall thing that I take away from all the interviews that I do. I'm actually amazed by each and every one, because although all these stories start off so differently, some not so rough, some not so difficult, but at the same time, their epiphany moments is starting their company, is starting their nonprofit, is still going through the day-to-day struggles and finding time to do what they really want to do. And I think that is it's empowering, and it's very inspirational, not only to myself, but I know to my audience. So if anything, on top of just being inspired and knowing that it's possible, I get impact. I get to share impact with other people, because listening to these interviews, it could be somebody sitting on the couch with the defeatist mindset, thinking, I want to do this, but oh man, I can't do that. And then all it takes is you to just sit down, watch a YouTube video, and
get you started. That's how I feel when I watch Eric Thomas. I don't know if you've ever watched Eric Thomas, but he's a big motivator. Look him up when we get off this call. Eric Thomas. He's the quote. His quote is, "When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful." So
I've heard that.
Yeah, man, his stuff is. I had his mixtape, everything. I was like,
wow. So his name is Eric
Thomas. And I think his like social media is Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
That wraps up our millennial interview. I am so excited. I can't wait for you guys to tune in.
Yeah, everybody.
Say it again.
I said everybody. I hope everybody tunes in.
Everybody. And you know what? The next millennial interview will probably be live on Friday.
Live on Friday. We're gonna tweet it out and we're gonna it's on the fly.
Thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to leave with the people? I want you to say your name again, your website, how they can get in contact with you. So that's phone number if possible. If not, then email address. So yeah, go.
Marcus Gilmore, again, Dallas, Texas, the Dallas, Texas. I can be contacted at info@theculturesupplier.com. That's info@theculturesupplier.com. Instagram, Marcus D. Gilmore. Twitter, Culture Supplier. I don't know which one I want to give y'all. Have so many. But hopefully they'll be all up in the bottom of the comment box. Again, phone number 972-638-9108. Shout out to Google.
Shout out to Google. You the plug, Google. You the plug.
Well, for real. But I had a great time. I can't wait for this to come out and just to be a part of this series. I remember, like I said, when we talked back at church that day and you told me about this, and I was like, you got my support, so just give me a call. So it came true, and yeah, the first live session. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. Okay, so that was Millennials on the Move. Stay tuned to bigger and better things. Comfort is no longer in our vocabulary.